gamers, it's your boy Zero Wink, and I'm back with another Kickshaw angle discussion. I have stated that I'm trying to get more content out for you guys, and I think I'm going to use Pro Tools from now on because it seems to give me a lot better sound quality in terms of my voice. Today I'm going to be covering Microsoft news. I ended up covering Sony first, even though I actually wanted to cover Sony last. The reason being is because some big news actually came out. On the 26th, Sony was merging all its PlayStation business into one big entity. But today, I am going to be talking about Microsoft, and I'm going to be talking about several things that Microsoft is doing. They didn't have much in the way of Xbox news, but there's also no NDA on the closed beta of The Division, so even if they try to take your videos down, there is no NDA, there is no limitations on the closed beta, so you can stream it to your YouTube channel, or you can put it in the background of like a video like I'm doing right now. NDA, not in effect for this closed beta. So the first bit of Xbox news is the exclusive content. There will be exclusive content for The Division for the Xbox. It's unclear what that content will be, but a lot of people suspect that if it's like Ubisoft's past games, the exclusive content will probably be exclusive missions or exclusive things that are just on Xbox. It's probably not timed exclusivity. It's probably not something that's going to come to the PlayStation. But if it does, then it will be timed and it'll be like the Call of Duty situation. Since we don't know yet, I'm not going to speculate further, but I do believe with Ubisoft's past, that's what they're going to do. Second story, Microsoft refunds an $8,000 bill. Now, this is a real funny article because the Ontario guy blamed Microsoft for what his son did. Here's a little bit of it. Dad is very pleased that Xbox parent company has refunded more than $8,000 in in-game purchases that his son racked up on a credit card before Christmas. I hope we have warned enough people this is not just a game when it can upset a whole family and endanger our children with making mistakes. Endanger our children with making mistakes. Now, I'm so sick of people saying this. This is not a child anyway. This is a teenager. This is a 17-year-old guy, okay? He's 17 years old. Originally, Microsoft told him that this was going to stand. My guess is they just didn't want to deal with it, but this is the son's fault and the dad's fault. The son for getting the dad's credit card and the dad for not noticing that purchases were being made on his credit card. To blame Microsoft for something like this is ridiculous. That's like blaming somebody over there for you stubbing your toe. He's 17 years old. He knows right from wrong, unless you did not teach it to him, but I'm sure you did. This is not a Microsoft issue, but let's get further into this. I hope we have warned enough people that, that's just ridiculous. I hope there are more safeguards put in place for credit card holders. What safeguards? They have that dual security, I believe, on the Microsoft side of things. Further into the story, on December 23rd, he got a bill for $7,625.88 after his 17-year-old son used his credit card to make in-game purchases for one of the FIFA series of soccer games. He later noticed previous Xbox charges, bringing the total to $8,206.43. Right here, it says he later noticed previous Xbox charges, bringing the total to $8,206. He later noticed. This guy obviously was not checking what his son was doing with his credit card, or the fact that his son was using his dad's credit card number. This is why you have to keep your credit card information to yourself. This is why I never put any credit card information, I never put any personal information on those systems except for my email and my passwords and stuff that go with the system because of situations like this. If a credit card ended up being on the system, I would know flat out that obviously it's not me making the purchases. This is not Microsoft's fault. This is not Microsoft's issue. Perkins said he had given his son a credit card for emergencies or to make purchases for the family's convenience store. So you gave your son the credit card. You gave it to him. You gave him the credit card number. How is this Microsoft's fault? How is there a need for more safeguards to be in place if your son doesn't realize that that card is for emergencies only? Why didn't you put $1,000 on a prepaid credit card and give him that for emergency convenience store purchases, or give him that for certain things? It floored me, literally floored me when I'd seen what I was being charged. Your son made the purchases, so it's on your son. There will never be another Xbox system or gaming system in my home. Perkins thanks Microsoft. Although his son admitted to using the card to make Xbox purchases, Perkins said his son was surprised at how much he had spent. Look, I'm sure he was surprised at how much he had spent. I'm sure he was. But that doesn't change the fact that he spent the money fraudulently. That doesn't change the fact that he spent that money without telling his dad that he spent it. When you have people who don't watch over their important items very well, this kind of stuff happens. I'll link the article below so you guys can check it out. It's a very interesting read. Personally, I think Microsoft is not at fault for this. It is what it is. My guess is Microsoft figured they weren't going to get the money anyway. It was a lost cause. It's obviously the kid and the dad's fault for allowing this thing to take place. And Microsoft is aware of the case and refused to comment on it, like they should. They shouldn't even entertain this. This isn't Microsoft's fault. The company that actually covered this story, they're just trying to attack games. That's it. This is not the game system's fault. This is not the game's fault. This is the individual's fault. I'm so sick of people blaming other individuals for choices they make. You know what I'm saying? You regret your choice, but don't blame another individual for your own personal choices. My last bit of news is backwards compatibility. I have not talked on this. Personally, I don't think it's much of a selling point. If I want to play old games, I'll go back to old systems and play those. But Call of Duty Black Ops is looking to be backwards compatible here soon, is what the speculation is, so take it with a grain of salt. Microsoft will no longer release backwards compatible games in batches. Instead, they'll release them as they come, so don't expect huge batches of games with lists anymore. Just, they're gonna release them as they become backwards compatible, and they'll just be like, oh, this game, this game, this game, this game. Don't expect any more batches, which I think is actually a good move for Microsoft, because when you're waiting on that date for things to become backwards compatible, it's annoying, especially if they have 100 games sitting in the wings. Why am I waiting a week for those 100 games? Why not just release them now? There's really no point in not releasing them as they come and as they get the rights to put them on the system. Good news all the way around. I think backwards compatibility is going to be a lot more free. I believe you're going to get a lot of games that are backwards compatible, which is good for Xbox fans. I will link everything in the description below. Definitely check out some of these articles. They're very interesting articles. This has been Zero. Keep gaming, gamers, and I will see all of you guys and gals next time.